Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stand Up for Ministries. I'm Kevin, along with Guy here, and we got another one for you this week. We're going to talk about something a little bit different. We want to talk about the evils of deception. That is our title this week. Is just one of those things. We know how easily people can be deceived and how easy it is to deceive for some people.
Yes, yes. And this also goes along with the one with deceiving is lying about stuff and not. It's all kind of correlated together with a lot of the same topics that we've been talking about lately, and how when you deceive each other, and everybody has done it, everybody is in manipulation, and any way you've talked to people, it really kind of somebody always gets hurt.
Yeah,
Somebody's
yeah,
always looking for a kind of a reaction.
yeah. So, 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33 says, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." And the point in that, if you're lying and deceiving, you're corrupt and you're evil. It's that simple. It's there's nothing. And this is the lying and deception is, and you know me, people that lie to me, people that deceive me, try and pull one over my eyes. Who does that get me? That gets a fire going in me.
Yes,
boy, does it,
yes,
boy, does it make me mad. Because I personally don't do that. I don't lie.
yeah.
I don't want to deceive because what's it do? It hurts people.
It hurts. Yes,
It breaks trust. It hurts. Uh, then people start looking at you, pegging you as something you're not.
right.
Well, you are, because if you are deceiving and lying, you are. That's exactly what you are.
Yeah,
And I don't want to be that. I want to be trustworthy to people.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is that it's it doesn't matter who you're talking to, whether it's a little bitty kid or same age, older. You want to have, and it's also a respect. It's
Yeah,
respect that your word is basically your bond. Your handshake is your bond. It is the truth. Um, Back to I am the way, the truth, and the light. Well, guess what? We're in God's image. Follow it. There's no reason not to tell the truth.
hmm
Even they say the little white lie, oh, you can always tell a little white lie. No, don't.
it's
It's a
still a
lie.
lie.
It's still a lie.
It's a lie.
So it's
We talked about
there's
that
no.
wounds from. We've talked about wounds from a friend. You know,
Mhm.
friends. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. You do something that's stupid, I'm gonna tell you you did something that's stupid. Or it's like, okay, so you've put on a little weight. I'm gonna tell you the truth about it. It's like, dude, you might want to think about that a minute. You
Exactly.
see me do something, you're gonna tell me the same thing. You're gonna be like, dude, you're an idiot. You're not gonna whitewash it. You're gonna tell me the truth in the situation.
Yeah, and you can't get offended because the thing is that if you're getting offended, that means that you're lying to yourself. So
Oh yeah,
you're already deceiving yourself because you're not seeing what's right there in front of you, the truth. And that's another thing is keeping it your honor, your um what do you want I don't know how to say this, but it's
wow, something happened there.
that was weird. Cool. Here we go.
Now, just We've
Start
had
talking
some
about
we've had
deceiving.
some connection issues today, so this is weird. Apparently, we're not supposed. The devil doesn't want us talking about this because
Exactly.
he knows he's a liar.
So exactly. And that's the big thing is that when to go back to what I was saying before is that we've got to be true to ourselves so we can portray truth to others. If you're not being true to yourself, you're not being truthful to somebody else. You and you can do it in and deceive people that you'll tell them one thing and do another. And
Yeah,
that's where you have to do by the book. Here it is. Plain Jane simple. Um, an officer pulled me over here not too long ago and asked me, "Hey, is there a reason why you were going so fast?" Says, "Actually, not that I'm aware of, but if I was going fast, it was because I wasn't paying attention." And he looked at me like, "Well, at least you're honest about it." And I'm like, "I okay, I got caught.
yeah.
I must have been driving too fast because I wasn't paying attention to what my speed was." But I'm not gonna lie, try to get out of it. And the thing
Well,
is he said, "Okay, slow down. You'll be fine. Just slow down and let me
you,
off." Didn't give me a written
well, you
warning.
you
Didn't
were
give
you
anything.
were you were truthful with him. Number one,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, you and I both have stories of being lied to, being deceived, things being twisted around us. I've got big stories. I've got short stories. Have one here just recently where actually I'm gonna post this scripture first because this is pretty much it in a nutshell. Um, Proverbs 12:22. Man, things are running slow today. Woo. He's trying.
Yeah,
Proverbs twelve
exactly.
twenty
Wow.
two. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight.
Yes.
Let's put this simple. I don't want to be an abomination. Um,
Exactly.
that's why deception and lying is so evil because God considers it an abomination. So now to my story here. Here just recently, I was involved in a situation with some people, big group of people, and something came out and something was weird about it. And I was told one thing. Well, a little bit later, I brought up the subject to a group. It says, why was I? And I was come to find out I was straight lied to because this person deceived, said this, and this, and then went and did this, and this. I mean, it was all. And here's the kicker with that one. They knew at the time when they were talking to me what was going on, and they did not tell me the truth. This, yeah, here comes the Tabasco sauce. Just, oh, dude. So I bring this up in a with some other people, and the other people involved in that deal were like, "Well, they tell me this, and this." I'm like, "Okay, so," and they twisted twisted my thought process yet again, saying, "Well, this decision came from these people higher up the chain." Okay, to me it didn't make sense, but it's like, all right, if that's the chain and they're okay, I got to live with that decision because that's just they're the higher ups. Fast forward week, couple days goes by, and situation comes up in a meeting. You know, the deceitful, the lies, this and that, and all this stuff. And it's like, well, who made this decision? The guy that deceived me the second time then stands up in this meeting and says, "Well, it was actually us. He didn't say actually. He goes, it was us that made the decision to do this, and this." And it's like, wait a minute, that's not what you told me. You did not tell me that 3 days ago. And here's the end result. This is how evil it is. That group of 40 some people blew apart. It destroyed that group. Destroyed it.
Yeah. It,
Just like that. I mean, in
yeah,
that instant, it was done.
yeah.
And it's sickening because a lot of the people in that group are good people. Eh,
Well, it goes back to you were probably not the only one that were deceived there.
no,
And
I
that's the
wasn't.
problem. Too many people were deceived. And we think about deception and how it affects everybody. Well, it affects everybody differently, but it also affects everybody the same way. When you lie, lie, cheat, and steal is my three that instant, that quick. It drives me crazy. Whenever you try to get ahead, get yourself to look better, or trying to do whatever, and you're being deceptive about it. You, the old saying, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Guess what? It always comes back and it will bite you in the butt every time. And be truthful, be honest, be upfront. If you're upfront, I work for a fence company. My hardest thing is that I have to call my customer. I have to let them know when I'm going to be there, how long I'm going to be there, and if I'm not going to be making it back to them because I've got other jobs I've got going on. And I get a phone call that says, "Hey, we are finally ready. Can you get over here?" Kind of deal. And I'm like, yes, but I have to go and talk to my customer that I just called, just talked to, and said I'm coming. So I have to go over there. I have to drop stuff off. I have to make that appearance, mostly because to get the layout and everything like that, so it's perfect for them the way they want it. But if I say, well, yeah, I can make it. I'll be there in just a minute, and then just blow my other customer off. Well, that was a lie, and that makes me look bad. It makes the company look bad, and it starts a domino effect. One person can run with that and throw it into, with all this multimedia that we have these days, can throw it up. Well, they called me and said they were on their way, and then I never seen them. Something happened, and they never even called me. They didn't even give me the courtesy of calling me. Well, now this whole thing just blew up, and now we just lost business. We just lost
Well,
customers.
because you didn't have a follow-up phone call saying, "Hey, I just got a phone call, something changed," or whatnot, and saying, "We are coming. It just
Yeah,
we got delayed," because it takes a follow-up phone call.
sure.
See, that's the difference between making them. There was a mistake. It's your intentions was this. It's your intentions when you intentionally lie and deceive is huge. It's like I tell you, "Hey, I'm
Exactly.
going to be over there on Friday. I'm going to be at your house on Friday." You say, "Okay." Friday rolls around, I don't show up. Saturday rolls around, I don't show up. You call me Sunday, "Hey, where are you at?" "Oh, I decided not to come." That's gonna piss you off.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you know,
for the most part, but
but you understand what I'm saying there. If I,
oh,
now I get up Friday
yeah,
morning to go to your house and my truck breaks down, I pick up the phone and
you
say,
got a
"Hey,
flat
dude,
tire.
my truck's broke
Yeah,
down, flat tire, whatever it is. I can't make it."
yeah,
I'm not lying because yes, I said I was going to be there, but I had a hiccup. So I don't show up on Friday, but I show up on Saturday. I still showed up.
yeah.
You know,
And and that same thing is though we got to do your due diligence on being honest with whatever your customer is, friends, family, whatever. You don't ever want to be that manipulative person that, well, I'll just tell them this and then they'll be satisfied. They'll do this and they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They can
yeah.
handle that. No, be honest, upfront. when you're honest with everything, everything turns out better for you. When you start deceiving people, you're going down a path, like you were saying, that you're an abomination. God looks at you as an abomination. He still loves you, but to his eyes, you're an abomination that he's. But it all comes
Yeah,
back to
see,
that anger, all of that. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So, it's like me. Somebody goes up, it's like that situation. I know multiple people have lied to me in that one situation, and they want to come do something with me. It's going to be like, I'm holding you at arm's distance. Hold on. There's now a wall here. You can come in there and say you're going to do all this, this, and this. The chances of me believing that, slim to none. Because you've already lied to me. You've already shown me that for your own personal gain, you're willing to lie.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah. And that's, yeah, everybody wants to get somewhere, go somewhere, do something with their life. Everybody wants to be on top and have the good money coming in. But the thing is if you do it honestly and with God, you'll be there.
it.
And it will
It
be
brings no sorrow.
wonderful.
It brings no sorrow.
Exactly. And the thing, I've seen people that have had money their entire lives. They've had money in their bank. They've had money, old family money that they've had for over and over a year. But when it comes to understanding why they have all this money and all of this is there, because somebody was honest and stayed and kept things moving to have that old money just stay there with you.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to where your heart lies.
Exactly.
So, man, I've got some internet connections going on here. Whoo, doggy. He's trying because he don't like it. He don't
Right?
like it. We are exposing what he does. He destroys by lying. I'm going to share this one.
Yes.
So, Proverbs 21, verse 6. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. That's, do you know how,
Oh,
you know how
wow.
powerful that is?
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it to yourself when you lying and deceiving, and that's you lie because you want to gain a dollar bill. So it's vanity, number one, because it's self-absorbed. You don't care about anything else, whatnot. I go do my jobs to do the best job for a customer. That's the point. And when I make that dollar out of it, it comes in a clean manner. I'm not lying to a customer to do that job just so I can gain an extra dollar. I'm not adding little nuggets to this, in a deceitful manner so I can put bigger tires on my truck or buy a fancier vehicle, whatnot. That's not the point. You're lying so you can lay up treasure for yourself. You literally are not only lying to your customer, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to God, and you yourself are seeking death. That is vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I get a little fired up about this because I despise a liar. I do.
Yep. And people, like I said, all lies, no matter, even if it's that little white lie thinking, oh, it'll be funny, it's still a lie. Why? You're putting somebody else down for one when you lie about them
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is. Even if it's just a little white lie, you're trying to hide from somebody, and you tell one person and that gets out and then everybody knows. And it keeps going round and round and round. Well, somebody caught that and they heard it, and it was about them. Now that little white lie is no longer just a little white lie. Now it's a huge lie that was started, and it became gossip, and now everybody believes it. Now they're gawking at this person, and it's like, and it's factual. It's not factual. It's fiction, and it's like, know your facts. Take the time to figure out. Don't be the person that pushes on this little white lie to somebody, because that same thing, don't get caught in following the crowd. If somebody says jump off a bridge and there's 400 people in front of you that just jumped off the bridge, please be the one that steps back and says, no, I'm not doing
Wait a
that.
minute. Wait a minute. Let's look at this.
Exactly. Because we've all done it. I know everybody's done it. We've all, oh, that sounds good. Let's go do this. And then you get there and it's like, this might not have been a smart idea. I have a couple of hunting trips that I would really throw in here, that was like, what are we doing here? Why am I here? I look like the guinea pig out here that's fixing to get gored, kind of deal. Um,
What are you talking about?
yeah, exactly. And it's
That was friendly, playful banter.
exactly, it was. Um, but certain things like that, we can laugh about it. We can trust each other. The thing is that you have to be able to trust one another fully. Little bit of
Yeah.
trust, as far as I can throw you, because there's a lot of guys at work. I only trust them as far as I could actually physically pick them up and move them. And I'm not picking up heavy stuff these days. So, just saying, you know, um, to me, it goes back to, like my father always said, my word is my bond. My word is who I am. And if I lie about it, my word's not real good in
No.
anybody's eyes.
So and then what happens with that? Nobody. There's no trust. Trust is broken, and then it starts to snowball. Because then the person that was deceived now is like, well, what if this other guy's lying to me? What if this guy's lying to me? Now all of a sudden there's no trust in any way, shape, or form in any of it.
Right. Well, and it's kind of like when you take a vehicle to a mechanic. We all have vehicles. We all take them into a mechanic at some point, or we even yourself. You get in there and you start working on something, and it's not what you were supposed to be working on. It's something different, but everything that it fuel. Okay, I was working on a fuel system here lately, and it wasn't the fuel system that was the problem. It was the stuff leading up to the fuel system that was the problem. It wasn't just the fuel system. And I'm like, well, that's kind of retarded, because it's the airflow and everything has to match up with all these computers, and they tell you these sensors, got to have this sensor for this, you got to have your downflow sensor for that. And it's one of those things. It's like, old school stuff, you didn't have sensors. You just ran it until she blew, and you rebuilt it, put it back together, and go again. We didn't have the throwaway vehicles we've got nowadays. We used to build stuff to last. Now we build it to get by for this year to get to next year. And I've seen that more, especially with all the computer stuff that's going into vehicles. It's not one of those things. I don't trust computers, because they're only as smart as the person that's programming them.
Well, yeah, who knows how truthful they
You
can
know,
be. And
exactly.
and I guess, just being aware that, how evil it can be puts you on your toes. You're always, it's like me, I've been lied to a lot. My radar's up all the time. It is.
Yeah.
My radar's up all the time anymore. Um, and when I picked up in the situation that these people were lying to me, I was like, we're done. It was done. And then, well, we don't understand. Well, maybe you should have told the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have held to your word. Maybe you'd have sat there and says, no, this is the way it should be. And, not prop yourself up on that pedestal like, here I am, because
Yeah.
my flattering words and my choice of words and that smooth things over. And that's one thing and the devil's good at that, using the flattering words and taking people and allowing them to twist their words to make it seem like it's, oh, that's a sweet morsel. And then come to find
Yeah.
out that, no, it's not.
No. And yeah, exactly. And the thing is you can get caught up in it a lot. Not to talk politics or anything, but that's how politics are. They lie to your face and then turn around and do something different and give you a bunch of words and tell you why it was so much better doing it this way than it was doing what they said they were going to do. And I've seen it time and time again. And that's my political rant for a while.
Well, you
I don't.
see it almost every day somewhere in the fray because one side or the other's lying.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah,
And
boy,
it's and the thing is we should be better about seeking the truth before, like I said, before we start spreading it on, before we start pushing it out there, saying that it is the truth. We need to make sure that it is truth before we
yes,
push it on.
yes.
Um, because
So
it's the same thing. You can be telling a lie because that's where this false prophecies, the false um,
teachers and
teachers, thank you, all come into play. And it's like, the devil's trying to get you away from God. And like we just read, if you lie, you're an abomination. That's how God sees you.
so I'm going to read
And
this one since my computer's not wanting to bring this up. It's having some struggles here right now, but I'm just going to read it. Matthew 24, verses 4 and verses 5. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. That's what the devil's going to do. He's going to come. He's going to say he is Christ. He's going to deceive people. Jesus says, take heed. How do we take heed? We get into his word.
mhm,
You learn that discernment. You learn what his word says and the truth through his word. And so you cannot be deceived.
right,
He's God's going to take care of the liars and stuff, and that's a whole nother ballgame. I can bring up here in Revelations 21:8 where it says, it goes through a list of the people that are going to have their part in the lake of fire. People are going to get, oh, how dare you? No, it's in Scripture. I don't want part of that lake. No, not in any way, shape, or form.
right,
I, I, I have to tell the truth.
right. And the thing is, too, is that if you have kids and they hear you talking, guess what they're going to do? They're going to talk. And if you're throwing lies out there, guess what your kids are going to be throwing out there, not even knowing that they are.
Yes.
And it trickles down. It always has. And the thing is it always runs downhill. No matter what, it runs downhill. So you've got to make sure that when you're speaking to anybody that's in earshot hears the truth that's coming out of you, not a lie, not the falsehoods that somebody said to you, the gossip. Don't let the gossip keep going, because that gossip it's a lie. Most of
It
the
tears
time
people
it is
down.
a lie. And
It tears people down.
it's negative. It's that negative you don't want or need in your life. Hey, people usually come and tell me things, and I'm like, sure, yeah, I'm listening. Yep, gotcha. And then walk off and never even remember the conversation because I don't listen to it. I don't want to listen to that lie. That I understand it's frustrating. I understand there's issues reason why you're frustrated. But if you're going to lie and be manipulative about it, I don't want to be part of it. And that's one of my biggest go-tos when somebody says, "Oh, did you hear about such and such?" Nope, don't care. Nope,
What's the truth in
I
the
didn't.
situation? What's the other side of that story?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like there's always two sides to a story. There's the truth. There's a lie. You know.
Well, and then I've run into situations where you have lies on both sides, and the truth's actually in the middle, and for lack of a better term, both parties are at fault, trying to
Yep.
prop themselves up. Each side's trying to prop themselves up. So it's not like a one-way street
Yep.
here, you know.
It's not. And the thing is too is that it can change. Somebody could be truthful when they tell you something, and then whoever told them that this was what was going to happen, it can change.
Yeah.
And it can change
Well,
very quickly.
yeah. Be careful what you know, be careful what you're listening to, and making sure it's the truth before
Yeah.
you're like, well, you know,
Yeah.
I s-
Yeah.
so,
Because,
but that's what
when you
liars and deceivers do. And who do they target? Who do they target?
anybody that
They
listens,
target good people, for lack of a better term, because good people are trustworthy. Good people are willing to help, and they'll use that that deceitful tactic to get the good people on their board, take what they want from them, and be like, oh, and now all of a sudden, bam, you've broke a trust. Now this good person now is like, I'm not going to help anybody now because of that.
yep.
I've been there. It's like, to the point, it's like, well, that was just a deceitful situation. Why should I come back and want to help people? I should just start living for me, sort of thing. Well, that's not what God wants us to do.
No, no.
He wants us.
Huh?
He wants us to live in truth and spread truth and bring people up, not tear people down because of a power trip.
Right. And the funny thing is, a lot of people that are in those power trips and stuff, we don't have to worry about judgment on them. You have to worry about judgment on you. I have to worry
Yeah.
about for me. I don't have to worry about it for them. That's on them. I don't have to worry about that judgment because I'm not the one pushing the judgment on them. I'm not saying that I want to follow this guy or I want to be part of this or I want to do this. I'm not, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I worry about me and my walk, which direction I need to go. Because if you start getting into those games, those playing, you're no better than the person that's leading you. You're just becoming a follower. Follow Christ. Follow his lead, his example. And The lying, the deceitfulness, despising others. We all have done it. We've all been there. We've all gone through different phases of lies and deceit and manipulation. And it's easy to, like Kevin was saying, it's easy to disguise it with these big fancy words and all this other stuff. Don't be. Take it in. Go find the truth. Go find that truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Go find the truth. We need to pick ourselves up, pick each other up in truth. Sometimes the truth might cut a little bit, but it's the truth. The end result of truth is better than the cutting of deceit. you know, I, I don't know how any other way to say it. Being truthful is way better than being deceitful because a nick from truth will heal. The cuts of deceit doesn't heal. They don't. So, having another connection issue here. Lovely. Five. Good one today. He's
Well,
trying.
I think we just lost all
So,
connection.
well, I might have to just go ahead and shut this one off here. So,
Wonder what happened. I might look like an idiot just standing here, sitting here. So anyway, I guess we lost the wrangling on this. So I mean, like I said, follow the truth. So anyway, this is where the devil comes in. He is playing havoc on our computers today. So anyway, that was kind of crazy. So where do we go from here? Making a quick text. So anyway, this is like crazy. Crazy.
recording here. So, if Guy pops back in, we had a bit of a technical malfunction and we will figure this out. Sorry about that, folks. Um, anyway, hopefully we can figure this out here and this all comes together for us at the end of this thing here. So I will go ahead and close this out here. Um, deception's evil, and obviously the devil doesn't want us exposing that deception is evil. So just be truthful, people. That's the number one thing I can say. Tell the truth, and just be neighborly. Tell the truth. So if you enjoy what you're watching with us and the little things and the quirks and whatnot, we try and do good things for people. We tell the truth and whatnot. So if you'd like to support us, you can find our links on Facebook and YouTube, uh, and go from there. It's your call. It's your guys' call whether to support us or not. Um, so what I was to say is, God bless, keep smiling, and we will see you on the next one, hopefully.